Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia, and welcome back to another day in the life of a college professor. So hello, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Alicia, Dr. Dawson in the professional world, and I am a full-time professor at a university. Today is actually my very first day of the fall semester. I teach in person this semester. I teach 2 courses. They're actually the same course. They're just held on different days. So I teach a generalist practice course. It's actually the 3rd generalist practice course for my social work students. So I teach on a Monday, and I will teach tomorrow, which will be a Tuesday. Today is August 18th, 2025, and I am so excited. Cool thing about today is I don't teach on Mondays until the afternoon, so I have a lot of time until I teach, but it's the first day, so of course I want to be on campus early just to prepare myself even more, look over my notes, look over my PowerPoint, all that fun stuff, because that is how I prepare the best. Before I get out though, I did go ahead and grab me some breakfast. I am pretty hungry. I just got hot cakes and a sausage from McDonald's. So I'm definitely gonna eat that and then be on my way. I do have a new work Stanley, guys. I am just waiting on the boot to come and the handle to come. I did show this in my last video, so definitely go back and watch that if you would like. And then I have my new work bag. So cute. Again, make sure you go back and look at my last video so you can get all the details about my work bag. But when I get to my office, of course, I'm gonna show you guys my first day outfit. But as you can see, I have a nice amount of jewelry on today, which this whole entire set came from Walmart, actually. Every one of these were under $7. Love that. So super affordable. And I just know I'll get a lot of wear, especially out of this necklace and these earrings and these rings. I'll get a lot of wear out of the entire set. So in today's video, of course, I'm going to bring you all with me to my first day. Just kind of walk you through what I'm doing throughout the day, how my class went. In these videos, I do not record my class, or I don't record my students because I love to respect their privacy. I would never record my students and put them onto my vlogs. They are there to learn. They are not there to be filmed. So these videos are strictly for me and my perspective as an educator. So if that is something you're interested in and you want to stick around for this journey, please go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a big like. And yeah, we are parked and I'm about to head to my office. So I'm gonna bring you guys with me. Okay guys, I'm in my office. Let me give you guys a little tour in case you've never seen my office. There's the front door. This is a bookshelf, has some of my accolades, has some of my books. Of course, there's my food. This is my work area, as you all can see. This is my pillow that I have in my seat right now. I actually have from Amazon a new calendar coming because this is so done. The last date was August 2025, so I had to order another one. And yeah, I mean, this is basically it. There's my son, even though he's not a baby anymore. He's 4 years old. So I really need to update that picture. But this is what we have. I don't even know how to start off this segment of the video. Clearly I am in a classroom. This is my classroom. I will show you guys my classroom in a minute. But I'm disappointed, guys. My first day I was so happy, so excited, but I ran into technology issues in this classroom. I was not able to bring up anything on my computer. It was just the whole thing. I had to call the help desk. And today's the first day, so of course the help desk is slammed. There's so many people trying to reach the help desk, so it just wasn't working. I'm just I'm not even fussed. I don't know the word. I'm just disappointed. That's the word. I'm disappointed. I'm also saying to myself, like, Alicia, like, you know that technology can get messed up. Like, you should have brought your laptop. But I'm so used to not having to carry my laptop because, you know, I'm just so used to my university having great technology. But it's okay. You know, stuff like this can happen on the first week. It's a lot of people trying to log in to Blackboard, a lot of people trying to use computers, a lot of people calling for help. So, and it's okay because, again, I did a lot of talking about the syllabus, about this class, what to expect. I got to know my students more. Of course, it was like 3 new faces that I haven't met yet, so I was, you know, asking their name, asking where their social work practicum is, so like their internship. So the class went well. I think that the students have a better understanding of what's expected of them. Next week, when they come back next Monday, oh, we won't have these technology problems. It'll be 100 times better. So, oh, this classroom is in the lower level. It's in the basement. So there's no windows. I'm laughing because I don't know what it is, but me personally, I love to have windows in my classroom. So because there's no windows in this classroom, like I kind of feel a little claustrophobic, not even gonna lie. Okay, let me show y'all the classroom. So as you can see, this classroom is huge. It is so big. It has to be about 40 seats in this classroom. And you guys, I only have about 13 students in this class. So nobody will be sitting back here because there's no reason. So these are the seats, and just regular college seats. Here's my belongings, which my belongings were up there. Here is a dry erase board, and if you push a button, that can come down, and that's how you look at your PowerPoint or whatever. I just realized that there is a emergency door in this classroom. That's insane. And then also I noticed that somebody left some industrial keys. This has to be from like a handyman or something. I don't know. I know they're probably searching for this, like where I would take this for lost and found. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it here. Maybe they'll come back for it. Yeah, I'll leave it here because they might come back for it. This door right here is another classroom. So I do have to be mindful of how loud I am when I'm teaching because I want to be respectful of that professor and their class. This seat, I can sit there if I would like. We do have a phone in case of emergency I need to call anyone. And then here is my area where, you know, I come to teach, I come to log on. Again, if you hit this, the screen comes down and it turns on, as you all can see. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna try this again next Monday with this particular class because it just did not go as planned, and that's okay. I feel like as a professor, as a professional, you have to be able to just go with the flow. Whatever happens, and you just have to keep teaching, you know. And you know, students pay for their education, so I want to make sure that they're getting their money's worth. So that's kind of why I'm just disappointed, because I don't want any student to feel like this was a waste of time. Absolutely not. I would never waste anyone's time, but you know, some things are just out of our control, right? So technology out of my control. I can't be a computer, you know, and if the staff are not available to help me when I call them because, you know, they have a long wait line on the phone, then, you know, there's nothing anybody can do about it. But it'll be okay. It'll be okay. So again, I taught one section of this class today, and this class is only offered once a week. So I had this section, and then tomorrow I'll teach another section with another group of students, and their class is only on Tuesday mornings. And that classroom is in a building that I've taught in all 4 years. I'm very well familiar with that building. So I'm going to pick the camera back up tomorrow morning, and we're going to try this again for day 2. Again, I only teach 2 days out of the week, so I'm going to bring you all with me. I hope you enjoyed day 1 footage, but thank you for watching, and I will just see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of my first week back for the fall semester. As you all can tell, I'm in a way better mood. My class went great, guys. So today is August 19th. It's 11:45. I let my class go about 15 minutes early because of course today was the first day. So we did a lot of fun stuff. But I do want to show you guys my classroom because again, it's the same generalist practice course, but it's 2 different sections. So I teach one section on Monday, which has about 13 students, and then this section today on Tuesday mornings, oh, I have a full classroom. It's like 30 something students. So let me flip the camera and let me show you all. So this is my classroom, y'all. I love this building. As you can see, we have light. We have a window that you can see outside. There's a lot of great natural lighting. We have tons of chalkboards, as you can see. And then we have a projector and it's working. The technology works in this classroom. But I really do love the setup of this classroom. Like over here, we have like cleaning supply. We have tissue in case anything happens. We have a trash can. There's the front door. So yeah, I love this classroom. I did want to just show you guys what I did today. Again, today was like very introductory. So I create what's called web pages. Web pages, I just like to talk a little bit about myself. myself. I have the pronunciation of how to say my name, a picture, a little bit about me. I don't write a lot because I'm talking to my students. I don't want my students to be staring at the screen. I want them to look at me as I talk. So I just talk about myself, how long I've been teaching. I'm an alum of my school. I tell them about my teaching philosophy, which learning can be fun. I just want to help them become a prepared social worker. Then we talk about what the class is, what's to be expected. Again, I don't write a lot, just a little bit, because I like to talk more than what's on the screen. And then in my courses, we always go over expectations and professionalism. You might call it something different. You might call it like cardinal rules or rules of the classroom. But for me, I like expectations and professionalism. For me, these four are huge. So timeliness, accountability, respect, and critical thinking. Respect is huge. I spent so much time talking to my students about respecting one another, respecting other people's opinions. I talked a lot about being accountable, right? They are accountable for making sure they're here, making sure they get their work turned in, and timeliness. You know, this is an in-person class, so I need them to be on time. But I also did explain to them, you know, that situations happen. You might need to come late or you might need to be absent, but to please communicate with me and send me an email. And then we have critical thinking. These are senior level students, so I want them to be using their critical thinking skills so much. So that's what I have here. And then if we go down, I have a link right here that opens up to my course syllabus. I'll show you really quick. So this is what my syllabus looks like. My syllabus is like 23 pages, but it has to be. If you're an educator, then you already know. But I definitely go through and let them know where most of their points are coming from. I let them know about their assignments, the grading scale, and I also have an outline that tells them what we'll be doing today. So like for today, we went over the syllabus. And these are some of the objectives that we began talking about today, which had a lot to do just about ethical decision making as social workers. So yeah, that's what that looks like. And then after my syllabus, I had us do a little refresher. So once they scanned this QR code, it opened up to what's called a Slido. And with that Slido, we were just answering some questions. Let me open it up for you guys. So this is what I'm talking about with the refresher. I use a website called Slido. And on this, you are able to ask your students questions and they are able to answer them anonymously. And it shows up on the screen. It's pretty cool. So I'll show you the first one. So it says, imagine you are meeting with a new client. What's the first thing you would want to know about them and why? So once they scan that QR code, they're able to answer the questions and it will pop up on this screen for us all to see. So I'll zoom in so you guys can see. So like someone put where they're from, someone put they would want to know their name and their pronouns. Someone said I would ask about their family environment. So this is just another cool way to get my students engaged and participate versus having to like raise their hand, right? And it really does allow students to digest the questions, think about it, and then type the answers in. And I love that. They always find Slido so helpful. And these questions are questions that I came up with. They have everything to do with today's topic, our discussion, what they read in their book. And the thing with Slido, it is a free app, but they only allow you 3 questions. If you want to ask your students more than 3 questions, then you have to pay a subscription, but I never do that. So I truly do stick to 3 questions, but the way that I ask and the way that I engage my students, we can stick with these Slido questions for about 30 to 40 minutes of our class, which is great because my class is from 9:30 to noon. So it's very important to me that I take up a lot of time in my class because if I'm moving really fast paced and I'm teaching and I'm just going through slides, we could potentially be done in an hour. And you don't want to do that. You really want to slow down and have your students engage with one another and talk. And another way that I do that with this Slido is I will ask them, hey, what is one, because they can see what their peers answer. I will ask them, hey, what's an answer that you see up here that one of your peers placed that you really like? So that's good too, because that's them having to actually read through the answers and pick out one. And for me, they're learning from each other versus only learning from me. So I really do like that. So I definitely recommend to check out Slido or to do some type of interactive questionnaire for your students to participate during class. So again, we probably took about 45 minutes doing those Slido questions. And after that, I did give them a 10-minute break. And after the break, we came back together and we did an in-class assignment. assignment. So I gave them a case study and they had to read the case study, and then with their group members, these were the questions that they had to consider and talk about amongst their group members. And after they did that, after they talked about it with their group, we all came back together as a class and we just discussed. So I would just call out a group. I would say, hey, Janessa, which I don't have any Janessas in my class, but I'm going to use that name as an example. I would say, hey, Janessa, what did your group say about what strengths you see, right? So again, another way to engage my students and get them to talk and get them to just strengthen their skill level. Talking is a skill that I feel like every student, especially in college in 2025, they really need to work on. The world has gone so digital, right? We do everything digitally, text, type, right? I feel like as a nation, we don't do as much talking as we used to. But I feel like for my students who are social work students, talking is a skill that they're going to need to have. They're going to need to know how to talk to clients, how to talk to their supervisors, how to talk to their peers, their colleagues. So I like to do group work because that's going to help challenge them to talk, to express themselves, to express their opinions, to express their perspective. And I also just want them to get to know one another. Social work, where I live, is such a small profession. So I feel like everyone who's in my classroom, they will more than likely work with each other in the real world going forward at least once in their lifetime. Like, that's just how small social work is. After they got done doing that group work, I dismissed them, and that was it, guys. And again, we went from 9:30 to about 11:40, so it was a jam-packed class. It was so great. Oh my gosh. And all the students, about 90% of the students that I had today, I have already taught them. I taught them actually last semester, so it was really amazing to see them again. They have matured so much. They are young adults, but just seeing your students every year get taller, thin out, change their hair, I don't know, I was just taken aback, and I was just so proud of them because they are seniors now. So just knowing that this is their last year and they're going to go off and venture off and be the next professionals of the world. So I don't know, it's very monumental for me as a professor. I'm very proud, and yeah, I just want to make sure that this semester goes so great, and I want to make sure they learn all they can because yeah, they're about to get into the workforce if they don't choose to go get a master's. So this is it. So let me give you guys a fit check. As you can see, today I pulled my hair back in a ponytail because I really wanted to accentuate my earrings, guys. I got these from Target. They say teacher era. As you can see, it's an apple with a little chalkboard. They're so cute. I really think I only paid like $4 for them. I got them many seasons ago, but honestly, this is my first time wearing them, but they are so cute, so on brand for teaching. And then I actually have on a dress today, guys. This is a Tommy dress that I found at Ross, and I want to say it was only like $13. It might have been $11, y'all. It was very cheap, but it's my first time wearing it, and I definitely want to wear it today because I know the weather's about to change as we're moving into fall. So I'm like, I have to hurry up and wear this dress, but it's really cute. But anyways, guys, again, that's it. So I'm about to just shut everything down and I'm about to call it a day. I'll probably head back to my office and just do a little bit of work. But yeah, this was my first 2 days of my fall semester. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, definitely comment down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so that you can see more content like this. And if you are an educator, or you work in academia, or you're a student, again, I hope you have a great fall semester. So that is it for this video, and I can't wait to film another day in the life of a college professor video. If there's any content or any topic in specific that you want to see for these types of videos, drop it in the comments and let me know. But I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all on my next video. Peace.